Great. Any other questions or comments? I know Joe wants to kind of go into payroll and kind of do some stuff there. Any other questions or comments, or any questions on deposits or expenses? Roxanne actually covered a bunch of this type of stuff. And did you have questions or things?
No, I just wanted to know, I feel like I just kind of left everyone, so if anybody had questions over what we went through, because it was kind of fast, or if you have something that involves deposits or expenses that you didn't see, maybe I could go over it. I just didn't want to just leave and that was that, and leave Brandon. So does anybody have any questions about kind of what we talked about? Or how to do something in that area?
So one thing that could happen.
Right.
You did a great job.
You did a great
I feel like
job.
I'm all over the place sometimes. I'm serious. Sometimes kind of like, okay, wait a minute.
Brandon's all over the place.
Yeah. I am all over. Good call. I'll take it.
Well, so unless you're feeling like,
the one thing that I do want to show you is, say for instance, you actually had multiple things that were on account, and then you want to pay them off in groups. It's very similar to paying off a PO, except for what you're doing is you're basically saying a bunch of expense receipts, and then I'm going to wrap them all up and make one payment on them. That's one thing that we did not cover.
That's actually one thing I did want to show, and I wanted to show it in the sense of a merchant account and how you reconcile your merchant account statement.
Okay.
That's kind of a good way to always show that.
Would you like to come show
Sure.
it real quick?
And then I have to really head out at that point.
This time's for real.
Do you have any questions or anything like that?
Joe, we will get to that time card stuff, okay?
That's great.
Okay, so
And Roxanne, you did a great job. We're not worried about that. We're glad you came back. So.
I feel like I just get on my little rambling. But. So what I'm going to do first of all is I said I wanted to use the merchant account or credit card company just as an example. So I'm just going to put in, and I'm just picking a name. I'm just going to put you know what? I'm not. I'm going to put, that was the name. I keep trying to remember the name. We should have just named the bank, huh? Yeah, we're just going to say.
So one of the things that's kind of important, if you're actually creating something for a credit card type company, ideally you want to create the name of what you physically want on the check, okay? So if it's Chase or Bank of America or whatever, like, I'm not exactly sure where she's going. Like, there's tons of ways that you can kind of slaughter this little animal, if you will. But like, basically what I'm assuming that she's going to do is, as you charge something, like say for instance, I had to go get gas because I'm on a business trip, okay? I go get my gas receipt and I charge it, but technically I pay Shell gas station and they don't care a lick. However, my Chase business card is who I physically owe. So then you kind of start tracking it that way, kind of like a virtual, instead of saying Shell and Chevron and Quick Mart or whatever like this, it's like, here's another $50 towards Chase, and it's billed at my gas level type thing. Okay,
So I just basically changed the banks. So I changed the bank to reflect in the bank homepage, the one we had, instead of saying default, just so you can kind of get an idea of what you would want to do or what it looked like. We're going to call it Colorado Bank. I just added that account number because some people do that, but I mean, it could just say Colorado Bank. This is a savings account. It's attached to the bank. You could put Colorado Bank savings account, whatever you want to do, but I did that. And then I also went into the vendor homepage so that I could add so I can add Colorado Bank credit card and Colorado Bank itself. So anytime you're putting information in from your bank statement per se, like and you have a little service fee, then you're going to want to put it in as an expense from the bank itself because they're charging you, right? So that's why you have a different one that says Colorado Bank credit card.
Can I make one other observation? Mm-hmm. We use the same thing. We have a vendor inside. Like, for instance, Pueblo Bank and Trust. I just paid that out. At the end of the month, we get our statement. So we'll create an expense receipt for $0 and basically create the entire expense receipt. We'll scan in the multi-page bank statement, and we'll actually put that in the notes. And so at any point in time, if I needed an online bank statement, because usually you can only go back to like 60 days or maybe 90 days max. I technically have bank statements scanned into Adilas under the vendor Buffalo Bank and Trust. And I can take you right to it and do it to like, it's pretty handy. But basically we fake it out, we make a $0 expense receipt for the end of the month so that we know that that's always what it's going to be. Is at the end of the month, here's my bank statement for that month. We trick the system out just to kind
Well, that's great.
to
Are you
hold
gonna, in bucket number 9, are you gonna make that where you can save it as a PDF and drag it in so it automatically, instead of having the picture, it automatically makes it and fills it all in?
Correct. So bucket number 9 is basically what we call other content, okay? So what you can do is if you got it as a PDF or if you went online and you, like, I got mine as a physical paper copy, but so
You can still scan it.
yeah, if you scanned it and created the whole PDF, you could put it in bucket 9 instead of saying individual photo, individual photo, individual photo. Like, they're different buckets, but they have different reasons. But technically, that bucket number 9 is going to become a hot topic. It's going to be sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So, good stuff. Ooh, she's in added expense types. Always start at the top. If you're lost, find that. What is the name of the page? Oh, okay, now I know what she's doing. She's creating a new bucket so that she can put some stuff in.
So I just created an expense like he said. I created a fictitious one so I could put in my bank statement, and this is great for your accountants, CPAs, you know, whoever, because you may have people that are entering expenses and things for you before it gets to the accountant or CPA, and so then you can upload statements and stuff. So you don't have to sit there like picking things up or, you know, it's hard for me when I have clients that aren't on Adilas because then yes, if their bank, and believe me, there are banks that you don't have online access, they're few and far between, but you have those. So then I'm going to meet them just to pick up statements, you know, and that's it's kind of a drag. So, you know, that's one of the huge things I love about, you know, being able to be a paperless environment because they could just put their stuff in for me and I'm good to go. So this is how you would create the expense receipt he was talking about to the bank itself. I usually use the last date of the statement date, so probably 9/30, and it would be a $0 amount, so it doesn't affect your money or your accounting. And you would just go ahead and put, you know, specific notes as to what it is, and then you could go ahead and usually I put it under bank fees. I mean, it's really not going to affect numbers, so it doesn't matter, but I don't leave it as not sure because then, like you saw, it'll say not sure on your P&L. So then, you know, you just put it through. I usually put it as cash because, you know, it's not really going to go into anything. And just verify it as well. The reason why I do that is because if you look in your, I could have went there that way. If you look in your expense receipt homepage, and I am going to do a search. I forget what's in here. I'm going to put it in here. Anyhow, if you're looking through here, you will be able to find, was that number 6 I just created?
So here's how I normally do it. Sometimes I'll go up to the vendor itself, like up in the quick search.
So you can see the notes?
No, go ahead and use your quick search. This is how I would do it. I would hit vendor, COL, enter, go find it, and look for receipts. Okay, that's how I would probably jump in there really quick.
The way, by doing it, it will show your notes. And so then you could look and you can see anything that was done to the bank itself. It'll have tons of them. And just from, you know, you looking specifically for a statement, you can either, you know, search for the $0 amount because hardly anything will be in there for 0, or you could just look and see that this is the September bank statement, and then you'll be able to just go in there and look at your picture that should be scanned.
It becomes part of that searchable puzzle, but that's what we do inside of Adilas. We put our bank statements in there because it makes it easy.
So what we were going to do is just kind of do the credit card thing. So I'm going to create an expense, and again, it's going to go to the actual credit card vendor that we created. We don't want to put 7-Eleven and, you know, whatever. So we're going to put that it happened today, and it was like...
Why don't you pretend that it's that there's some documentation right there. Just pretend that it's the next one, that little 165 for the new spot. Say I had to charge this on account.
Okay.
You're wanting to get gas?
Yeah, we can do that.
Gas or
That's what I was going to put, gas.
There's this joke, this guy's at the gas station, right? There's another guy on the other side, and the price tag on the pump is $10 a gallon or something like that. And the guy's got his thing in, and he's like, swear if it gets to 11, I'm gonna stop, you know? But it's just like, at what point are we gonna finally say no? But like, it's kind of funny.
So I'm going to enter this invoice, and it's actually the invoice that came from the lodge here for their bill. But like he said, you pay for it with a debit or credit card from your bank. So you're going to want to go ahead and put in 165. And we're going to say the invoice date on there was 10/24. If the receipt from the gas purchase was on 9/28, you put 9/28. Whatever day you actually had the charge, you go ahead and, or the expense or whatnot, go ahead and put that in, and then this is where you would make a note in the description.
Actually, just for kicks and giggles, Roxanne, so you have some stuff, I've got a couple receipts, I need them back, but I'm gonna give you some real life information, okay? So you can literally scan them and attach them and then pay some stuff off, okay?
Okay.
So guess what, I've been on a business trip, so my bank has no idea about this yet, okay? But I'm gonna give you a couple of these, I do need them back. Let's see if I can give you a couple of these.
Credit card receipts? Sure then.
These are credit card receipts, the credit card knows about it already, but like, Adilas doesn't know about it as far as like what I have to pay back. So here's just for like some snacks and some gas and let's go another little snack one. So we have. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Did I kill the power on that?
I think so.
Killed it.
Great.
It'll take that a minute to just come back up.
Oh, it will.
I've stepped in on the cord there.
We'll probably just have to turn it off.
The reboot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here it comes back up. And I gave you just a couple of those, right? Awesome. I'll worry about the projector just for fun. I think that it should be coming back up. If not, I'll grab some of the notes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to improv. I'm going to have you guys create expenses with me. So you are going, you are going to create one from Walmart. You need to know Walmart why, because in your description you have to put Walmart.
Okay.
You're going to create one from Walmart for $31.18, and it's going to be for office supplies.
Okay.
And then, is it Mick?
Yeah.
Sorry. Mick, you're going to create an expense receipt, and it's going to be for Schrader Oil, which is a gas station,
Awesome.
for gas for $60 and a penny. Or 60. Okay, and you're going to create that one, and these are all with the credit card vendor. And then, I'm sorry, what's your name? Liz. Liz, you're going to create one from King Soopers, and it's for $10.14, and it's for office supplies.
So remember
And the dates, hey,
vendor.
that's a good one, girl.
Remember, the vendor is not going to be who you actually bought it from. The vendor is actually the credit card company, the Colorado Credit.
You just want to put it in the notes. So she asked me the date. Yours is 10/21. Mick's is 10/21, and Joe's is 10/21. And then, I'm sorry, I forgot your name already. I'm sorry, Paul. So you're going to create one, but you're going to create one that was a cash purchase that Brandon made. And it's going to be for whatever you want it to be. And you can make notes from wherever, for whatever amount.
So am I getting reimbursed for that, or is that?
I'm going to
okay.
show them.
Okay.
So
It's a reimbursement?
Okay.
it is, but I'm going to show you guys, if you already know how to do a reimbursement, you can do it, and I can like kind of show you guys when I pull it up what that is. If you don't create an expense, it's all an expense, and then I'll show you how to make it a
And
reimbursement.
it's from whoever I want and how much?
Uh-huh.
So it could be.
So remember, it's
So
going to
it's
be,
owed back to me.
Right.
So you're going to create a new expense, and instead of assigning it to a vendor, you're going to say an employee.
it's going to be
And you're
you.
going to select Brandon or
Yeah,
or,
well,
or
Brandon,
type in
yeah.
more.
It's going to be to Brandon, because who do we have to pay back later? Brandon. Okay. And then, and that could be on the 21st as well. Now, you guys could all select not sure in the account type if you want, and then we can build an account type, so you can build an account type to put it for whatever it was.
Most of you guys.
Because this doesn't have all the, like
No.
Alice did with all your.
Yeah, yep. So
Right, and we
basically,
can
that
do
would
that.
actually, that's great,
We can do that.
So most of you guys have the admin permission, so you can actually add and edit expense types, but that's perfect. Roxanne,
Who's
great,
online?
good call.
Who's online right now? There are about 5 people.
I'm not
Does
sure,
anybody else want to do one?
you can ask us, see if they want to do one, but sometimes they're kind of like, sort of there, sort of not there. So.
Okay, all right, well, I just don't want to miss next thing, so I'm
Yeah.
Awesome.
No,
Roxanne.
you're great.
This is
I know,
great.
she's-
This is great. I
I
love
She's
forgot
looking
that's
out
a
for
camera.
it.
Don't even
I
worry.
thought it was gone, I'm serious, I thought your dad took it, and then I just saw it.
This is just so they can see you. That's not stored at all. So
It's a small webcam.
it's just, then they have a light.
If anybody
Okay,
needs
that's
help,
fine.
I can help out if you need some help there.
And for the money type, you're gonna, for the ones that are doing the credit card, you're gonna select debit. For the reimbursement back there, because it was cash, you're gonna select cash for the money type.
Where's the debit versus?
That's gonna be in the bottom portion where you're talking about how it was paid for,
Oh, okay.
the money
Okay.
type.
Okay, right, money
And,
type.
and there's different options. You can actually
There is.
physically say, I'm going to pay this, or you can say like, you know what, that company was satisfied, but I technically haven't paid my account off yet, so on account. Like there's multiple ways you can kind of trick the system,
Yep.
depending on how it works, okay?
So the difference between you three that actually did make the credit card ones, we do want to put them on account, actually, first of all, so we can go in and pay them. Good thing you said that. I just wanted you to create something. So when you get to the payment portion at the end, you're going to select on account, and you're not going to select debit card or anything.
It's no problem. And if you did, find that
We can
payment
fix
line,
them
hit
if we have
edit, change it to 0 and on account versus $45 in
Yeah.
Visa or debit or something like that.
The bottom payment portion should say 0 for the amount, and it should have the bank as no assigned bank, and it should say on account and the money type.
Yeah, because
Yes.
the reason that you do that is why would you say no bank assigned versus Colorado Bank? Like if you still owe it, you just want it to be on account, no bank assigned, almost like, hey, don't play, but it's going to end up counting into who do I still owe, okay?
So that we
It ends
can,
up being part of a calculation.
so we could ultimately pay off your credit card statement and include what we want to later. I almost forgot that step. I'm just ready to let you guys create something. See, now I went from creating 4 to 1. So I'm going to say on account. So as soon as you select the on account, it automatically puts it to 0. It says on account and no bank assigned. If you ever get an error message, it'll tell you why. Like say I hit that and I put Colorado Bank and I put on account and I left it at 165, this will happen to you. And you hit add, it's going to say, wait, items are purchased on account, it has to be 0. So now you go back, change it to 0, hit add. Okay, wait, items are purchased on account, it should say no bank assigned. So even if you don't do it right, it's going to tell you. Which is cool.
Awesome. That was great, even just to see those 4 little error messages right there, kind of like, nice try, close, almost. Oh, good.
I know, I
Get that
forget.
in. Any questions on creating those expense receipts or anything? Once you get in here, like if you watch Roxanne, she's just like, like you'll get super speedy fast at this, okay?
Just tell me when you all are ready.
I think I'm ready.
You ready? We have to.
Awesome. So
Kinda
watch
wait
this.
for
You
everybody
guys
to
have all
play.
been playing, but the cool thing is because it's a production line, virtually what happened, it's all going into a giant container, okay?
I think I did mine twice.
And then
Mhm.
Roxanne will be able to start pulling that forward as we want to make sure it's good data.
I have a question.
Yes, absolutely.
And this might be, I don't know if you guys talked about it in your first interview, but have you talked about like shortcuts for doing that, like just the back button, and then even when you're doing a bunch at a time, stuff like that?
We did it lightly on FlexGrid, we did
Okay.
some stuff, but we have not.
Okay.
Please bring that up, that's great.
You were using that back then yesterday, were you?
Okay, yeah, so what you're doing is, once again, you're saying, oh, sweet, I'm on a browser. If I hit back and it's still in ad mode, all I have to do is lightly change something and go forward, and they'll get me that new entry. That's great, that's great. So if you guys are watching, I'll bet you Roxanne's probably entered 6 or 7 expenses, just like bam, 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 bam. Like she's just kind of plowing through there, going as far as what's going on. So on a needs reimbursement, you would put a physical payment there. Like, go ahead and put it into the physical amount, and then it'll kind of say, hey, cool, it's still no bank assigned.
I didn't put the amount.
Okay.
I mean the money type.
Okay, cool.
I had it on account.
Yep. And then basically what it does is it does a reverse math saying, hey, I'm going to be your reimbursement.
But now as they're coming
I think it's great to see some of these power users, having Liz help out Paul, and it's good. It's great. It's good stuff. Yeah. Okay, so watch this. Roxanne is poised, ready to go. She's saying, I'm going to go check out my payables homepage. I want to see what kind of damage everybody else has kind of been doing, kind of blasting stuff in there.